Hey everybody, KC here. So I have a brief follow-up on yesterday's donut FaceTime. So you'll recall I told you about a trip I made from Reno up to Susanville, California to go to the Susanville IGA because of the donuts that they had. Reputed to be like the best donuts anywhere, and I found that they lived up to the billing that people had told me about and that I'd read about on Facebook and in other social media. So one of the reasons I'm in Reno is because I was speaking at the CNS food show, and I had a chance to do that on Sunday night. And so one of the things I did during my presentation is I told the story about the Susanville IGA and the donuts and how this was a great example of what retailers need to do to differentiate themselves, to have that thing that they're better at than anybody else and kind of build the business around that. Different from what other people are doing, better than what other people are doing. So it was a good story. The audience enjoyed it. And I thought, it was pretty done. I did it on Morning Newsbeat. So this morning, as I come down to walk the food show here in Reno at the convention center, I bump into Rick and Anna Stewart. Now, I'll give you some background. Rick and Anna Stewart have owned Susanville IGA since the 70s. And they are actually just in the process of selling it. And they're selling it to Jessica Miller, whose father, Todd, has been a manager in the store forever. And Jessica's worked in the store forever. And she's now buying it, and the Stewarts are going to retire. They weren't there last night, but they heard about it and saw it on Morning Newsbeat on Monday morning. And one of the things they did today is they brought down a box of the blueberry fritters that had not been available yesterday when I got to the store. And I gotta tell you, the blueberry fritter is unbelievable. I'll put a picture below of them with this box of blueberry fritters, and it was just great. But it was another interesting story that I learned from the Stewarts, which is when they bought the store back in the 70s, okay? The people they bought it from would open the store at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, the interesting thing is there are 3 prisons in the Susanville area, state and federal prisons. And one of the things they realized was that guards go to work at 6 in the morning. So they moved their opening hours to 5 in the morning, knowing that they would get an enormous amount of business in terms of coffee and donuts from guards on their way to work. And I guess, this had been a possibility with the previous ownership, but they didn't want to do it. Their attitude is, no, we open up at 6. But the Stewarts, they looked at the customer base and said, no, if we want to be successful, we have to adapt. And so they did, and a steady stream of customers have been coming through their doors 7 days a week, as early as 5 o'clock in the morning, to get coffee and donuts before they go to work in the local prison. Part of the reason that the case was kind of picked over when I got there, I wasn't there as early as the guards. But this is all such a great example of what independent retailers do. Smart independents can be nimble, they can adjust, they can go where the customers are and create relationships and opportunities where sometimes chains are not able to do that. And that's a real advantage that independents have. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to walking the show. I just wanted to share this additional part of the story with you. I just know one thing, I can't eat any more donuts or fritters because, man, they're so good, but it's not probably good for me. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning, and as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.